Hey there, it's Natalia and welcome back to Glossy Confidential. I'm here today with a review for you and I'm going to be talking about the Tarte Tartelette palette. This palette was released quite a while ago. I think it might have been even just like in the new year. It came to Australia just a few months ago and I picked it up and I've been playing around with it since then and I've wanted to review it for you. The palette looks like this. It is a matte eyeshadow palette. It's got a gold sort of finish. It's got the purple ombre little effect there, and when you open the product up you've got the 12 eyeshadows. Now one thing about this palette is the packaging to me seems really cheap. Different kind of plastic, like it is just that really cheap kind of tacky plastic. Maybe I was expecting it to be metal, I don't know. It is not the cheapest palette. I think I paid like $65 or $68 for it here in Sephora in Australia. So I guess for that price I was expecting a little bit better quality than just this kind of plastic. To me it's just a little bit more on the cheaper side, but that's just me. It does have a full-size mirror there. As you can see, this entire mirror is there and it doesn't hold up as well. Like if you want to if you're doing things at an angle, it does sort of flip down a little bit unless it's at the table, which is okay, but like if you hold it up I find the mirror does flip around a little bit too much, which kind of is just annoying. But it is actually a really good size mirror. I do like using this to apply my makeup because it's a really good mirror. It just annoys me that it just, see what I mean? It just annoys me that it just keeps sort of flipping down, but it is a really nice mirror. So the eyeshadows itself, this is an entire matte palette, so keep that in mind. There's no shimmer to it. It has got 12 different matte eyeshadows. So the theory behind the placement and the colour selection here is that you've got your sort of like your base colours here, purples, sort of grapey sort of colours here, then you've got some warm neutrals and you've also got some cool neutrals. If I hold it up that way it'll be less confusing. So you've got your warm neutrals here, you've got a nice range of highlight colours, you've got a really lovely range of mid-tone colours, then you've got just a few dark colours there thrown in at the end. So these colours here are your warm neutrals. You've got Free Spirit, which is a really nice sort of yellow cream, Force of Nature, which is a really beautiful light brown sort of shade, really beautiful transition shade. Dreamer is a really gorgeous sort of milk chocolate shade, and Multitasker is just a little bit darker than Dreamer there. So they're the two sort of brown shades you've got there. Really pigmented. I will say the formulation of these is amazing. Like the pigmentation is so good. The only downfall I would say is they can come off a little bit powdery, especially the lighter shades around this area. I find them to be quite powdery and a little bit chalky, but the actual pigmentation on the shadows is amazing and they blend so well. So the next row here you've got like a bit more of your colour shades. You've got Caregiver, which is a really light pink, Natural Beauty, which is a really beautiful sort of dusty rose sort of shade, Best Friend, which is like a mauvey purple, and you've got Bombshell at the back there, which is a really deep purple as well. So you can sort of see those two shades there. Really lovely. That Bombshell shade, it comes off a lot darker than it looks in the pan. It's almost black purple, but it's a really lovely shade. And then down the bottom you've got your slightly cooler tones. You've got Super Mum, which is a lighter, like this is a yellow based cream, this is like a pink based cream, pinkish based cream. Wanderer, which is a really beautiful transition shade, love that one. Power Play, which is a gorgeous sort of taupey shade, it's a bit more of a grey but it's got a hint of a taupe to it. And then you've got Fashionista here, which is a matte black. It's not as pigmented as other matte blacks that I have got or used, but it is quite nice to have. I'm on the fence about having matte blacks in eyeshadow palettes. One part of me is like, I don't need another matte black, but then when you look at the whole concept of this palette, like this is one of those palettes that you can just take and have everything you need covered. You've got darker shades for nighttime looks, you've got neutral shades, you've got transition shades, you've got daytime looks, you've got any look you could possibly want in this eyeshadow palette. It's a really great palette for work if you are in a business and you can't wear crazy out there shades. I think this would be a really nice one. And then if you keep it in your bag with you, you can just add the darker colours. And the end of the day, if you're going out to after dinner drinks or something, just to add a little bit more smokiness and intensify the look, just to, you know, go from day to night. So it's a really great all-rounded palette, I find. Colours that I particularly love are Dreamer, I love Natural Beauty, Touch of Nature is really gorgeous, these two brown shades here, and Multitasker. I find these light shades, they just come off too powdery and too chalky. This pink colour in particular for me, Caregiver, I mean it doesn't look pink on my skin, it just looks like white powder. So that's what they sort of look like. It must be if you were a lot fairer than me, you probably wouldn't have that problem. it is a darker skin problem there, I can tell you that. It's the same problem I have with other light pink shades in eyeshadow palettes. Everyone loves them and I'm just like, they just don't work for me. So that's a personal preference. I really do like this palette. I just feel like there's something missing. I'm not too sure what. Maybe I'm thinking perhaps having something like, or if you had something like Cocoa Bear. So Cocoa Bear is a really, really nice reddy sort of brown in there, and that's sort of more of my go-to sort of brown. Most eyeshadow looks that I do has a colour like Cocoa Bear, so I feel like if this was thrown in here somewhere, perhaps I would like this palette a bit more. But every time I use this palette, I feel like I need to go and I'm reaching for another colour. I can't put my finger on it exactly as to what it is that I don't like about this palette. Overall, it is fantastic. The pigmentation is great. They blend amazingly well. Like, they blend so well. I was really surprised about that. I find some matte shades in particular are a little bit choppy and chalky, and where blending's a little bit difficult. These are amazing. The pigmentation, the quality of the eyeshadow is fantastic. A little bit powdery in some of them, but as overall, it's really, really good. I just feel I get bored with this palette. I feel like I can have it and it's just like, I can do like the same looks, but I always feel like I want to incorporate the same sort of shades in there, and there's not that much of a variety in it for me. Like, I just feel like there's something, I'm missing something in this eyeshadow palette. I don't know, maybe it's just, maybe I just feel like these middle shades here, they just sort of blend into, they don't stand, the colours don't maybe stand out as much as I would like them to. Another palette that I have a problem with, and a lot of people will not agree with me, is the Lorac Mega Pro palette. Like, I like this palette, but to me there's something just like about it. And what I've worked out is this whole section here on my eyes, they all just sort of blend into another and they just look the same. There's not as enough definition between the colours. They all are very similar, but that doesn't really do it for me. And I feel the same about the Tartelette palette. I just feel that perhaps the browns and the neutral shades could have just been extended a little bit, but I mean, look, the quality of the palette's fine. It's just the shade range that I think I have a problem with. If they incorporated something like Cocoa Bear, a little bit warmer, then I would really, really love the palette. But I mean, look, it's a really nice palette. If I was going away for a weekend or something, I would happily take this one, take a few shimmer shades, and I can really sort of build up a really nice, I nearly dropped that, I can build up a really, really nice look. But just as itself, it's a palette that I would get very bored with. So that is my review on the Tarte Tartelette palette. I do like it, I do. I just need the little something else and I can't quite work out what it is. If you agree with me and can sort of put together what it is that I'm thinking in my head that it needs, leave a comment and let me know, because I'm hoping it's not just me. It could be just me. I seem to be the only person who doesn't like this, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos, and also leave me requests for reviews, because I sat here today to film reviews and I cannot think of anything, so I'm just pulling random stuff out of my collection here to review, and it's just like, I don't really want to review this today. So if you have any review requests, please leave it in the comment bar down below so I can certainly get around to reviewing those products for you. And I will have full up close swatches of all the shades and everything on my blog post down below, so I'm going to link that so you can go and check that one out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic week and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.